What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Average Joe on Money Financial Channel, and in this video we are talking about dividend stocks, but more specifically we're talking about how to calculate the dividend yield for your portfolio. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions and confusion around how to do this the right way. So I'm going to show you with my Robinhood dividend portfolio in my Excel spreadsheet exactly how to calculate your dividend yield right now for your dividend portfolio. You guys know that I hate long and drawn out BS videos, so let's go ahead and jump right to the content. Let's jump onto my computer screen and look at my actual portfolio. Alright guys, so we're looking at my Robinhood dividend portfolio. We're looking at specifically the spreadsheet where I track all of my investments in addition to what Robinhood tracks for me on the website. And what I want to show you guys here is how to calculate your dividend yield. And this might be you might think it's like a moving target throughout the day, but the truth of the matter is your portfolio yield does not change unless you buy or sell stocks from your portfolio. Let me show you what I mean. In this here, we've got my Robinhood dividend portfolio. I've got 35 different holdings. So it's not just a very simple calculation here to figure this out, because every stock, it's not an equal weighted portfolio. I don't own the exact same percentage of every different stock. I have a little bit more of certain stocks more than others. So how do you calculate your dividend yield for an entire portfolio of many different stocks? Well, first off, every single dividend stock in the portfolio plays a part. And because every stock has a different yield. So what you have to know is not only how much you own of every single stock, but also what is the yield on that dividend stock. So for example, if we're looking here at my portfolio, top holding here is Valero Energy. Let me just actually scroll over here and sort it by yield, or percentage of portfolio here. There we go. So right now we're sorted by top to bottom, highest percentage of my portfolio, and the highest holding, the biggest holding is Valero Energy Corporation. That holds about 7% here. Let me actually do a freeze frame. That'll make it a little easier to see what's going on. So if I scroll over here, you can see that the percentage of the portfolio 7, 6, 6, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, all the way down, so on and so forth. And so every single holding has a different percentage of the portfolio. Furthermore, you can see here that the current yield, as of if you were to buy the stock right now, even though the market is closed for the day, even if you were to buy it right now, the yield is 8.27, 5, 9, 6, 2, 3. It's kind of all over the place. And with dividend yields, current dividend yields changing throughout the trading day, that's not how we calculate our portfolio yield. That would be the current yield based on the current price of the stock. But that's not what we're interested in. We're actually looking for the yield based off of cost, based on how much we bought the stock for. So you can track that in Robinhood, and just so I can show you that, let me just take Valero here. So if you have in Robinhood, if you were to just come in here and type in VLO and come here, you'll see, if you're logged into your account, of course, that Valero, your market value is, your cost, and your average cost per share. This is the information that you need to calculate that yield based off of cost. So once you know your average cost per share, the annual dividend is static. That's not going to move. Once you've got your average cost per share and you know how much of the portfolio is contributed to this one single holding, then you can calculate it a weighted yield, or based on the entire portion of the portfolio times the amount for your stock. So for example, with Valero, current yield is 8.27. We don't care about that. So to calculate the yield based on the cost, you have to figure out what that annual dividend is. And you can see here, the annual dividend is $3.92 per share. And then you divide that by not the current price, but the average price per share of what you hold. So $56.44. And that gives you a yield based on cost of 6.95%. You can see the math right here, L4 divided by X4. So that is the yield on cost. And then what you have to do is you have to take a weighted yield. So then what you have to do after you get the yield on cost is you have to multiply that by the percentage of the portfolio. In this case, that yield 6.95% multiplied by 7%. And that gives you a weighted yield, if you scroll over here, weighted yield of 0.51%. And you do this for every single one of your holdings. If you've only got like 3 or 4 holdings, this is very simple. But if you've got 35, well, then Microsoft Excel is your best friend. you just copy the formula down and you take all those yields and you add them together, the weighted yields. And based on that information, let me get rid of the freeze frame here, the freezing of the panes. Let me come back over here. So once you take that into effect, you scroll down, you take the sum of all those, and you can see that my portfolio yield is 5.31%. That accounts for my yield on cost as well as the percentage that each holding has in my portfolio. This is definitely a task you want to use Microsoft Excel for, unless you've only got like 4 or 5 holdings, in which case you could do it by hand if you wanted to on pencil and paper. But either way, this is how you calculate the portfolio yield. And again, it doesn't change throughout the trading day. It doesn't change day over day. It changes when the annual dividend changes, of course, but also when you buy or sell shares of any stock already in the portfolio, or if you add additional shares of a new stock into the portfolio as well. So the good news for you guys is I am in the process right now. I'm going to be done really soon getting my Patreon page set up here, and I'll have this portfolio spreadsheet tracker to have for you to download as well. So this is something where you can just build in your own plugins for different stocks, and you can track this as well for yourself. Make sure to leave your 2 cents in the comments below, guys. Hope you found some value out of this video. Let me know if you want more videos like this and kind of how-to videos with respect to tracking your dividend portfolios. And if you have any other feedback for other types of videos you want to see more from me as well, make sure to leave your 2 cents in the comments below. And that's all I got for you guys. I don't want to waste your time. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day, and please continue to stay safe both physically and financially. Have a good one.